Ever tell yourself, I can sleep right through an afternoon cappuccino? Well, in my consultations, I hear that all the time, and the data says otherwise. In fact, one cup can rob you of 45 minutes of shut-eye and shave about 7% of your sleep efficiency tonight. A 2023 review pulled together 24 caffeine and sleep studies. 4 ugly truths kept showing up. Total sleep drops by roughly 3/4 of an hour. We take longer to nod off and longer to drift back if we wake. Deep sleep stages shrink, and overall sleep efficiency, the ratio of real rest to time in bed, slides by about 7%. Alright, quick biology lesson. All day long your brain builds up adenosine. Think of it as sleep pressure molecule. When adenosine clicks into its receptors, you feel drowsy. Caffeine looks just like adenosine, so it parks on those receptors and blocks the "you are tired" message. That's the buzz. But here's the catch. Caffeine's half-life averages 5 hours. After 5 hours, you still have half the dose circulating. After 10, a quarter. Genetics, liver enzymes, even the pill or smoking can spread or slow that clearance. The later the cup, the more leftover caffeine and the more adenosine you are blocking when you are trying to sleep. You might be thinking, but my uncle downs an espresso at 9 p.m. and sleeps like a baby. Well, here's why. First, he might have genetic speedsters. About half the population carries a fast version CYP1A2 gene. They clear caffeine up to twice as fast as slow types, so by bedtime the dose is mostly gone. 2. He might have receptor tolerance because daily high caffeine users build up extra adenosine receptors, so they feel less wired, but polysomnograph studies still catch shorter deep sleep stages, even when they swear they slept fine. Finally, some folks simply don't notice micro wake-ups or lighter sleep. Objective sleep quality can tank while subjective "I slept okay" stays unchanged. In my consultations, I remind clients, even if someone is fast metabolizer, lab studies still show modest hits to deep sleep stages after late caffeine, just less dramatic than in slow metabolizers. That's why it's best to drink last coffee 8 hours before your bedtime. Let's compare caffeinated drinks side by side so the numbers are crystal clear. Here is caffeine per 250 milliliters or 8 ounces cup. Green tea sits at roughly 30 milligrams of caffeine. Black tea is a touch stronger, about 45 milligrams. Matcha jumps to 70 milligrams. Filter coffee clocks in near 95 milligrams. And a typical energy drink lands around 150 plus. And now you'll notice I marked green and black teas as sleep friendly. Here's why. First, the obvious. They are lower in caffeine, sometimes 1/3 of coffee, but the real secret is a compound called L-theanine. It's an amino acid unique to tea that pairs with caffeine and smooth out the spike, basically turning a judged buzz into a gentler lift. I tell my clients that theanine caffeine combo can improve alertness without the heart rate, so it's much less likely to sabotage deep sleep if you stick to an 8-hour cutoff. Matcha and coffee? Great in the morning. Just remember that 8-hour rule. And the energy drink? Well, give it a solid 13-hour head start or be ready to count ceiling tiles at 2 a.m. Which one are you sipping after lunch? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious who's brave enough to confess the 4 p.m. double shot. So, the simple dietitian's rule: last coffee no later than 8 hours before bedtime. Even if that post-dinner espresso feels fine, a sleep lab polysomnograph would probably catch the hidden damage. So, dial back the timing and let your brain cash in on deeper sleep. If this saved your night, share it with your favorite night owl, and let's brew smarter habits together.